So that is what happens at feed times, which is 4 times a day. So I'm going to try, well, I'm not going to try, I am going to give them more feeds, probably turn it down a bit, the amount they're getting, but feed them more times per day to try and stop the craziness that is 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock at the minute, where they're just absolutely nuts. So I'm thinking, so at this moment in time they're getting 120 to 150 grams of food per day. I think it's 35 grams of food per shot at the minute. So 4 times 120, 130, 140 grams of food per day. So I'm going to keep that same amount, but I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to switch it to every other hour. And then when we get to the dizzy heights of summer, not pretend summer, which it is at the minute, because every day's could be hot, cold, wet, dry, windy, not windy, and then go to every hour, just to try and stop that melee of the feed has gone off, quick, let's get there fast. Now they're not absolutely demolishing all of the food straight away, as you can see. I mean, obviously all of this will disappear. It's just that when the feeder goes off, as I say, they all go flying over. There's a wave of water that normally comes over that window there, and they're just absolutely going hell for leather to eat as much as they can, as quick as they can. So they're all chilled out now. Why can't they just be like this when the feeder goes off? So yeah, that's the plan. Knock the quantity back a touch, but feed them more often, as I say, every other hour. So it'll be 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8. Just to see if I can take a bit of the edge off from being absolutely sadistic at dinner time. Which is ridiculous, because once the food, as I say, is out here on the water, they're just chilled out and picking off bits and bobs, and it's taken them literally a minute. Other than them 3, there's probably like 5 or 6, maybe 10 pellets left on the top of the pond. So the quantity is not far off at that, but I don't want to be doing that every other hour at the minute. That 35 grams per every other hour, that's doubling the food amount pretty much overnight. So we'll give that a bash and we'll see if we can calm them down, possibly. I don't know why that says -10, because it ain't that cold, and the time is slightly wrong. Can I change that? Yeah, because it's not 16:08. It's 16:06. Right, time's right. So my feed times, as we can see, 8 o'clock 3, 12 o'clock 3 volume, 4 o'clock 3 volume, 8 o'clock 3 volume, and that's it. So then 4 feeds a day. So I can actually feed with this feeder, or you can if you've got one, 24 times a day. I don't need to do that, not yet anyway. So feed 1 is still 8, feed 2 is now going to be 10. And my volume is going to be 2. In fact, I didn't do the first one, did I? So I'm just going to go through and adjust all of them to the 2 setting for food, which is the amount of food they're going to be getting. And then I'm going to fire some out on the 2 setting and weigh it just to double check, so I'll know exactly how much food the kids will be getting. fact, we need to top up in here. I've got a bin full of food in there. For the life of me, don't laugh, I can't remember what it is I'm feeding. I used to, back in the old days when I was clever. Here I am. I used to put in the top of my food bin cut the bag out and just leave it in on the top so I can remember exactly what it was I'm feeding. I can't remember what it is. So I'll put it down to COVID memory loss, not getting old, no laughing. So I'm going to load my feeder up, get the feeder changed to every other hour on a 2 setting, a volume, weigh that volume of food out to see how much. As I say, at the minute I'm sure it's 135. I'll double check a 3 volume. Again, it can vary, so don't listen to what I'm saying, which if you've got the same feed will be the same amount. Obviously it's a time-based thing, and some of the pellets are a little bit denser than others, so they're going to weigh potentially a little bit heavier, and if you're doing a bigger feed it could be quite a bit of a difference to what I'm feeding. So I'm going to do that, as I say, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then what I tend to do is, because obviously it's light in the evenings now to sort of 9, half 9, of an evening time I go out, I think I said this the other week, and I've been giving them some of this as a treat, feeding it by hand. It's the silkworm pupae, looks like that. Just love it, and it's just as an additional treat, and then it gives me a bit of time to just have a view, keep my eye on the fish just to make sure everyone's okay. Well, I've been switching, they've been getting some of that, and then occasionally they've also been getting some of this. But this is going out of date soon. I think I must have bought it last, well, I would have bought it last year, probably at the National. Can't remember. So, in fact, I should probably use that before I use this. This goes out of date November this year. Either way, they get a treat of an evening time, just for me to keep an eye on them. I'm sure we all do something very similar. Right, I'm going to mess around with the feeder and pop it back. And I'll come back to you in a bit when I've measured out how much a 2 and a 3. I should actually just write it down. In fact, I did write it down. That's leaking. Don't worry about that. Why's that leaking? What's leaking and where? Is this leaking? That's not leaking. What's leaking? Something's leaking. Out of there. And out of there, look. Anyway, I've probably got it written down. I've got my little book here. I don't know if I've written it down. What's that? What's that? No, it's not written down, I don't think. I'm going to write it down because I always keep referring back and then I'm saying I think it's this. Well, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm old. COVID memory loss. Did I say that? Can't remember if I said that before. Anyway. Wish me luck. I'm going to end up pushing buttons. I did it right just then without remembering, having to check the instructions online, so hopefully I can remember literally in 2 minutes time when I go back out there. Fingers crossed. Stop. You have to tell her to shut up every now and again. Anyway, right. You can't see me. The light's not too good. There we go. There I am. Sorry. So, I've just measured it out. Been a bit of a ball ache. So that's the settings on the feeder down there, and that's how many grams of food I've had out. I've only gone up to 7, and that says 79, but I lost a few. There's about 5 or 6 pellets there, and a few went in the pond on that last one. So I'm going to be going from 120 grams a day, which was 4 30-gram feeds, to 184 grams a day, which is 8 23-gram feeds. Now that's 50% increase on what I was feeding previous. So I'm going to keep an eye. I'm going to do some water tests right now. I haven't done any for a while, so I'm going to do some water tests just to make sure everything is good, and then going to give it a couple of days and test the water again. I'm not worried. I've got plenty of filtration, so once the extra food and extra waste kicks in, God, sunny. So that'll be probably, well, I've said it now, so it'll be from sort of tomorrow onwards. With the extra food going in, there will be extra ammonia in the water, but I wouldn't envisage it's going to take too long for my filters to catch up and start processing all that. As we know, I've got an absolute ton of micro K1 and K plus or whatever it is. Plus I've also got my 3-tier shower. Anyway, temperature is of the water 18. I'm going to double check that. If it's wrong, I'll edit this out. Note to self. Temperature's at 18. I'm going to make a note of that as well. 18 C water. And as I say, I'm going to do some water tests just to make sure everything's in check. And then I've got a base reading to check in a few days' time to see how we're going. In fact, talking of water quality or clarity, I've noticed, because there's a little bit of, obviously, as I've mentioned before, fuzz of weed now, which no doubt everybody's got. You can see some on the window just there on the inside and up here, look. The fish are obviously very hungry. They have been absolutely tearing it off the bottom and the sides, so there's quite a lot of bits floating around now, but it's not the end of the world, is it? And that's to be expected now. Summer's on the way, fingers crossed. Weed growing on, so they've been ripping that off. And there's all sorts of whatever floating around. Not the end of the world, and it's not. I'm probably being over picky, having a few bits. There's always going to be something within the pond anyway. It's just we've gone from crystal clear, immaculate water early spring to having bits floating around there, and it just, you know, just like, why can't it be like it was previously, but with a load of food going in and the fish not being hungry? But there we go, you can't have everything. Oh, while we're here, Chubb's nose, I don't know what's going on with it. It looked like it was starting to heal, and it looks like she might have bashed it again, but as I say, they were absolutely, the other day I come in from work, they were all over here on this back wall, this side wall, and then that back wall, just munching off the walls. So whether or not she's rubbed it again on there, who knows? Who knows? See what I did there? Not very funny, eh? Dad jokes, rubbish. So I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just, you might remember I got her out maybe 2 weeks back to have a closer look and just give her a clean up and make sure everything was okay. So I'm just going to leave it as is and see how she does. Right, I'm going to pack all this rubbish away and find something else, another job to do somewhere. Might as well. Can't sit around doing nothing. Right, catch you later. Bye. In fact, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do my water tests. I'm just going to test tubes. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not just going in to find, or round the garden to find another job to do. I'm going to do this. So I'll be back with the results in probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Test results in. I've got ants on me. Ammonia 0. Nitrite on the Hannah checker thing, which is over there, it was 11. So that was coming at, what have you got times that by? I packed all my stuff away and forgot that I was actually saying I was going to do some water tests. So I thought I'd let everybody know. 36.19 for nitrate. Ammonia was 0, pH is around about 8.4. So there's my starting numbers for a little bit more food going in. I'm always a little bit dubious to put maybe too much, I say too much food, but more food in quite early on in the koi season. If you remember last year when I did the rebuild, we had egg and spawn carnage. So if I'm putting a lot more food in, I think the fish, from my basic understanding of it, will be producing more eggs rather than living off the eggs that are in them, or whatever happens, that magical egg koi thing. But we'll see. I don't really want them to spawn. Previously in the old pond it never happened. They would look like they were going to spawn, but it never actually happened. But if you've been here for a while, you'll remember they spawned in the temporary paddling pool, and then they spawned twice over in the pond here after they were put over from the paddling pool, and it was absolute carnage. So I want to avoid that if I can, but the pond is males and females, so we'll see. Yeah, and I think food has a part to play with that. If you're feeding a lot too soon, it could go into egg production, and therefore they will probably or possibly spawn, but we'll see. 180 grams for my lot probably is nowhere near enough anyway, but it's more than they were getting previous, so we'll see. And a lot of some of the bigger girls, some of the bigger chags do look quite full on their belly, so we'll see. If I can avoid it, I will. Maybe I shouldn't even be feeding anything if I want to really avoid it, but you know, part and parcel of the hobby is feeding your fish and getting them come over and interacting with them that way, so we'll see. Yeah, I just remember it was a mess. There was eggs everywhere, it stank. It took a week, 10 days for the water quality to come back. I had to scrub all the sides down because there was just eggs dried to everything, and just the garden just stank of fish sex. Anyway, so I am literally, it's 6 o'clock now, I'm going in for some dinner. I've had enough today, lots of things going on, and I'll pick you up in the next day or two, maybe. Anyway, catch you later, bye. Morning. Got a new little filter for that, whatever it's called, lens cover. Just getting excited. So it should take a bit of glare off. I did butcher, as I said the other week, my old one. Make a difference? I think it does. Put a massive big thud. Massive big smudge on it. Won't be on screen though. So it's looking a lot better. It's just obviously discoloured, because that seems to be what lighter chags do. Well, a lot of them do. So I've not done anything with it since I got it out the other week. So hopefully it'll just disappear over time. Bloody fish. Still don't know where she got it from. I don't know whether it was from the feeder. Oh, great. I don't know whether it was from that block of wood under there. I still don't know what I'm going to do with that. That is in my head to sort more permanent at some point. I don't know when. Probably when I rejig the roof and get all of this clad. I have been looking at cladding. Woo! Expensive. So, you know, I don't know where that's going or what that's going to do, or even when it's going to be done. What are we thinking about at the minute? Better things to be spending money on, cycling stuff for starters. Anyway, so I just literally popped out here, checked my new filter on the lens filter, not pond filter. Right, going inside now. That was literally it. 2 minutes of just nothing. Catch you later. Welcome to winter. 10 or 11 degrees today. It's freezing. I was just going to check round here. Ponds at, as you can see, a chilly 17 and the heat is on. Oh my god, it's absolutely Baltic. The fish are going absolutely nuts. Look at the state of them, what they're doing. I've literally just come out to check that the heat was on and to get something out of here, and I thought I'll pick up the camera, you can't see me, just to say hi. It's freezing, but everyone knows it's freezing. I'm going to go back inside. Literally a hi and a bye. Anyway, bye. Welcome to England. Because if you didn't know, I've been away again. Yes, 3rd month running. Covered in cat hair. I went to Germany this time just for 4 days, 4 nights, whatever it was, 5 days, 3 nights, I don't know, a few days. So we got back really late last night, sort of, I don't know, 1:30 with a ridiculous detour because one was shut. Anyway, so not at work today, obviously. And because I'm old, well, we're old, me and Mrs. Koidaros, what have we done? We've come back, we've done some bloody gardening, haven't we? Because we're heroes. Because weeds had obviously taken over. So we've given everything a bit of a tidy up. A few other garden jobs. I've got to cut the grass because it's mental. Got to cut that hedge there and the grass out the front. Ooh. And then I've got some work. I've actually got work to do, but laptop work, not window cleaning work. Anyway, so just a quick hello to the fish. Look at the state of the windows. I'm going to do that later tonight. So just a quick thing really about if you have the available funds. As we know, koi keeping is not expensive. It's not expensive, koi keeping? Yeah, everything's 25 quid. Everything in koi keeping is mega expensive. But if you can afford a drum, I've literally had nothing to do. And everything's looking groovy. As I say, I've got a camera on the pond anyway, so I've been able to check in and see that everything's working fine. But I've had no maintenance to do. I've not had to come back and do any maintenance and do anything crazy before I left. It's definitely the way forward if you can afford it. Especially if you're going away for longer periods of time. It would then enable you to continually feed the fish with an auto feed, and that's another thing. The time I've been away, I haven't had to rely on my son to feed the fish. They've just been getting the same food setup that I've been at before the break and during the break. So yeah, I'm well happy with everything. There's been a little bit of flicking and flashing again. I can't put my finger on it still. I did some water tests, didn't I, before I went away. Can't even remember what I filmed. I should probably have looked on my camera before, but I haven't. So And a couple look a little bit veiny. The Shiro does, but who knows. Here he is. Not mega, but he's probably coming across as looking good, but a little bit veiny on there. So I don't know, I'm going to have another, do some more water checks later on just to make sure everything's fine. But yeah, happy. Apart from now having to clean this window, I'm going to give the other side a go. Look, the crusty build up on the edge there. And I can see these things. Where have they gone? And Chubb's nose, yeah, it's looking pretty good now. It's just black, so leave him well alone now. So that's where we're at. Right, I'm going to finish off doing a little bit more weeding, cut the grass, and then go inside. It's tough with all these trips away. But that's it now for the rest of the year, I think. Although Mrs. D is talking about going away in September. I'm not mad about that. Another trip away would be good. Right, in we go. See you in a bit. I think before I really stir things up, I'll give them their evening treat, which I haven't had for a few days because I've not been here. You can really see the windows. Look at the state of them. I don't think I've cleaned them for a couple of weeks now, so that's not too bad. Proper edgy since I've been away for a few days as well. Goodness. Anyway, I'm going to watch them for a few more minutes and then get these windows scrubbed. In fact, I need to get my gear to do... I need to get my gear to do this side, don't I? Like I said earlier, and get rid of that white scum that's on the tops of them all. I've just checked the pond temperature as well. It's currently at, here I am, 17.5 degrees. I've just flicked it off actually because it was buzzing on to top it back up to 18, but as it's cool this evening, I thought why have it on? It might drop half and then I'll flick it back on in the morning. Tomorrow's going to be roasting, so we can probably over the course of the next week maybe get the pond up to 20 degrees and then and beyond. Should be well into some decent temperatures now, so I can, as I say, I'm going to supplement that with the pond heater to get it just above what the ambient is. Didn't do any water tests today. I'm going to have a bash at doing a few bits tomorrow because I'm not back cleaning windows tomorrow. I've got, as I say, a bit of paperwork to do next few days, and then back to cleaning windows. So it gives me a bit of time tomorrow to do a few bits out here. Right. Right. Catch you all tomorrow. Bye. Look at all the bits now. There we go, that's a drum. It's going to be going mad now for the evening, no doubt. Just finishing off the last of their silkworm treat. Right, definitely going now. Catch you later. Hello, look at that barnet cut. Severe, but needs must. It's the hottest day of the year today. A lot of the UK saw over 30 degrees, so it had to go. Look at it. Does it take years off? Don't answer that. Anyway, so I'm just sitting out here, enjoying watching the fish for a bit in the heat because it's absolutely savage in the house, and I've had the filter room door open for most of today just to get a bit more air because the shower's inside, as we know. So just looking at wrapping this week's video up. So I will see some of you tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yes, not tomorrow today, tomorrow, but tomorrow after tomorrow. See you Sunday at Baya Koi Farm for the Koi Diary Grow and Show, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. Weather forecast just looks rubbish. Hopefully it's not that bad. Either way, it'll still be a good day, and it'd be good to meet as many of you people that are popping down as possible. And like last year, it'll just be a good, fun day out. Wind, rain or shine. Shine, please, and lots of it, but you know, we'll see. And I've been getting bullied. I can only describe it as bullying, but he's probably right. Matthew Stevens. He's asked me to remind you, it's the Koi Show coming up, start of July. Hopefully you'll know, and hopefully you'll be going. It's always an absolutely brilliant couple of days. I'll definitely be attending once again this year, probably on the Sunday, but forecast permitting, that may change to the Saturday, but hopefully it'll all be good. I prefer to go on the Sunday because you can see the winners. But either way, I'll be going for one of them days, and just to remind everybody, get your ass down there. It's an amazing date, as I say, amazing couple of days, plenty to see, some amazing fish. They're just out of this world. I mean, some people's fish collections are unbelievable. Very, very jealous. But so it's good to see them in the flesh. And obviously you've got the dealers stands as well, which is always good to see what's on offer and sale stuff and discounts and offers. So yeah, and if you're going down and you see Matthew Stevens, say I sent you. Just give him some beef. He's been on my case. And if you see me, say hi as well. But we're a while off from that yet anyway. So just a quick reminder for that. So that's it for this week. Hopefully, like I said, I keep saying it, see you tomorrow, hopefully, as many of you at Buy a Koi Farm as we can. I'm not sure how much filming I'll get done on that day, because it'll be a bit of a busy day, but I'll definitely be filming when I get back, because I'll have a couple of fish to add to the pond. And that's it for this week, and I will catch you possibly next week, but if not, the week after, where, you know, we'll just see where we go. Thanks for watching, catch you soon, bye.